Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. I very welcome my friends and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Welcome back to Big Mouth and you can continue with every conversation I ignite over on my Snapchat and Instagram, Big Mouth, and on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. So apparently the new rumour is that Rian Johnson has been fired by Lucasfilm and Disney and will not be getting his trilogy. Come here. Would you like a little secret? Or to know a little secret even? Rian Johnson was never ever getting his trilogy. Oh, I reckon when they brought him on to write and direct The Last Jedi, I believe he was told he could have a trilogy and he should start developing it after he wrote The Last Jedi. But I think as soon as the divisive reaction started from The Last Jedi, he was never getting that trilogy. And he kept on being asked about it straight after the film. He knew that the diehard Star Wars fans were not happy with him. He kept on lying because he knew he would wind up the people who don't like him. And Rian Johnson loves to wind us up, doesn't he? But the point is, as soon as that film was seen by the public, and it had a very big drop-off in the second weekend, and people hated that movie, he wasn't getting anywhere. The truth of the matter is, they are redeveloping Star Wars. They're having to come up with a new plan, because this plan hasn't worked. There's going to be no Rian Johnson or anyone that's going to cause any trouble. And the only reason this hasn't been announced is because they're launching Disney Plus very soon with The Mandalorian. I've actually seen the first episode of The Mandalorian, and I may do a video about that later on. But the point is, they don't want anything to go wrong with The Mandalorian or Disney Plus. So no negative news to come out during the next few weeks, that's for sure. And this is why The Mandalorian is so good, by the way, because nothing could get in the way of Disney Plus and the new Star Wars stuff that they're doing. The new Star Wars stuff they're doing is good. And they don't want to have these creators that are causing trouble. They no longer want these people who work at Lucasfilm to trigger us, the fans. But absolutely, Rian Johnson is gone. His trilogy is dead. His trilogy has been dead from the release date of The Last Jedi. It's as simple as that. But you want to know another truth? They may never announce that his trilogy is dead. They may just try and tiptoe away. I've given you this comparison before when Homer Simpson backs into the green and disappears. That's exactly what they're doing with Rian Johnson. They're hoping we don't remember that he was going to have his own trilogy, thanks to Kathleen Kennedy. And now, all of a sudden, that's not happening. It's never happening. He was recently asked about it. Was it the Knives Out premiere? And he said, we'll have to see, or whatever he said. Basically, it is not happening. It was never going to happen. This was never a reality after The Last Jedi. Now, Disney might be a bunch of SJW crazy people, but they want to make money and they don't want to destroy their company. Unfortunately, their political agenda is leading to exactly that. But they know they can't carry on with Star Wars the way they are. Now, the MCU will become very SJW because it can afford to be, because it's got all those people desperate to watch anything MCU. So for the time being, they can get away with it. But they will drive people away because basically when you lose Chris Evans and when you lose Robert Downey Jr. and you don't replace them, they have not replaced them with anyone who comes near to their screen presence or their popularity. So you'll see that IP losing popularity too. But for now, Disney's focus is to save Star Wars. I think The Mandalorian will help to do that. I think the Obi-Wan Kenobi miniseries will absolutely be fantastic. And so there's no question about that. But there are a lot of problems to be fixed with Star Wars, and Rian Johnson isn't the solution. He's a problem to get rid of, and Lucasfilm and Disney have done exactly that.